I gave the PoorAalien girl my food. Then her mother came. Tags. Alien encounter, compassion, sci-fi, human-alien bond, mysterious mother, peaceful contact. It started with a whimper. I had been hiking the dry foothills of Arrows Ridge, a half-abandoned outpost zone, near the Martian border colony. The place was desolate. Nothing but jagged red stones, dying scrub, and the occasional glint of old mining equipment. I came for solitude. I found something else entirely. I heard the sound on my third day. Soft, ragged breathing. A whimper like a wounded animal. My first thought was that a fox rat or sand crawler had gotten caught in something. I followed it, stepping lightly through the dusted crags until I found her. She was crouched in the shadow of a rock slab, small, trembling, and so thin I could see the outlines of her ribs through the pale blue of her skin. Not human, not even close, but not hostile either. Her eyes were too big for her face, wide and shimmering silver like molten mercury. Her thin arms clutched her midsection, and her mouth was cracked and dry. She looked up at me when I approached and flinched, like she expected a blow. I knelt down slowly. "Hey," I said softly. "It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you." She didn't understand my words, but she understood my tone. Her shaking lessened slightly, though she didn't move. I set down my pack and unzipped it. The only food I had left was a protein bar and half a ration pouch of nut paste and dried fruit. I unwrapped the bar and broke it in half, offering the bigger piece. She just stared. I waited, holding it out. Eventually, hunger overcame fear. She crawled forward on trembling limbs and took it, her long fingers brushing my hand. Then she devoured it like she hadn't eaten in days, maybe weeks. I gave her the fruit mix, too. She didn't even pause, eating with tears streaming down her cheeks. When she finished, she curled up beside the rock again, eyes drooping. She whispered something, a word I didn't know. Maybe it was thanks. I stayed with her until she slept. I should have left, returned to my outpost, told someone. But I couldn't. Something about her haunted me. A child, clearly alien, clearly alone, and starving. What had happened to her people? Why was she here? Why hadn't the patrol drones reported a life form? The next morning, I brought more food. She was awake this time, more alert and a little stronger. She met my eyes when I offered water, drank gratefully, and gave a tiny smile. "Do you have a name?" I asked. She tilted her head. I pointed to myself. "I'm Alex." A pause. Then she tapped her chest. "Sari," she said softly. I smiled. "Nice to meet you, Sari." Over the next 2 days, I kept returning, bringing more supplies. Sari never wandered far, like she was waiting for someone, or terrified to leave. She began mimicking my words, repeating them back. Her voice was soft, almost melodic. On the 4th day, the sky changed. A low hum rolled across the hills just after noon, like a distant storm. But the sky was clear. Sari stiffened, eyes wide with panic. She gripped my sleeve. "Mother," she whispered. Before I could ask what she meant, a shadow passed over us. I looked up and froze. Descending from the clouds came a vessel unlike anything I had ever seen. Sleek, smooth, and bone-white, it hovered silently, pulsing with soft blue light. No noise, no wind, just presence. It was beautiful and terrifying all at once. Sari stood. Her thin body trembled again, but not from fear. It was anticipation. Then it landed. I stepped protectively in front of her, instinct more than reason. From the vessel's side, a seam opened. Light spilled out, and from it stepped a being of impossible grace. She was tall, easily 7 feet, with skin that shimmered like liquid silver and eyes just like Sari's. Her limbs were long and elegant, and she wore a flowing robe made of woven starlight. At least, that's how it looked. I felt suddenly very small. Her gaze locked onto me. It wasn't hostile. It was measured, assessing. Sari ran to her with a cry. "Matali!" The woman knelt, arms wide. Sari dove into them. The mother wrapped her daughter in a trembling embrace, letting out a soft cry, part sob, part song. They stayed like that for a long moment. Then the alien woman looked at me again. "You fed my daughter," she said. Her voice was music. I nodded, unable to speak. "You comforted her." "Yes," I said hoarsely. She rose, still holding Sari in one arm. She approached me slowly, her eyes never leaving mine. "I am Soraya the Vet Hari. Our ship was struck by human debris in orbit. We crashed nearby. My people are recovering." "She was alone," I said. "Starving." She wandered out, seeking light. I was too weak to stop her. Her eyes glimmered. "You found her. You gave her life." There was a long pause. Then Soraya extended her hand, long fingers curling gently. In our culture, to feed a lost child is to bind the heart to theirs. I offer thanks, and something more. I took her hand without hesitation. Warmth flowed through me. Not just heat, but emotion, connection. I felt Sari's gratitude, like a whisper in my mind. Soraya's sorrow, their strength, their truth. She released me. "When our kind come again, you will be remembered," Soraya said, "as friend, as guardian." Then she turned, still holding Sari, and walked back toward the ship. The child looked over her shoulder one last time, waving with a soft smile. "Alex," she said. I waved back, unable to reply. The ship lifted in silence, light swallowing a hole. Then it was gone. No scorch mark, no dust, just sky. I stood there for a long time. The food wrappers were still on the rock. A few crumbs. The only evidence she'd ever been there. Back at my outpost, no one believed me. They said I hallucinated. Starvation, dehydration, Martian mirage. But sometimes at night I hear the hum. And sometimes I wait to find a small silver flower blooming near my door, one that doesn't grow on any Martian soil. I smile, pick it up and whisper, "Thank you, Sari," because I know she remembers, too.